What's going on, everybody? This is Renegade number one, aka the Feminist Killer. Hashtag Logitorian. Detach from the blue pill world. Now, it's easier said than done, but I really do think the biggest thing that we need to do overall, as far as our individual selves, is we have to perform a psychological analysis on ourselves, right? We got to be able to scrutinize our mindset because our mindset obviously dictates how we see reality. And so obviously we have a plethora of things that we have to deal with in this system or in this world that they like to call it. We still have to detach from the idea of love. We understand that that's a lie, right? There is no such thing as love. Love was a fallacy, a bullshit belief that was sold to you to get you to fall into relationships. That's what love was. Lust. Lust is the sexual energy that you continuously yearn for or you continuously complain that you can't get. Jealousy, right? You get jealous because you don't measure up to what other people are doing with their lives. You're trying to compare yourself to other people and you just find yourself being insecure at the end of the day. And then obviously you're dictated by what other people think about you, other people's thoughts. You let other people's thoughts seep into your mind and control you. You focus on accolades, you focus on consumerism. That's humanity in a fucking nutshell, right? And like I said, love, lust, jealousy, people's opinions, status and accolades and all that shit. I'm just going to let you know, none of that stuff matters. When you take a step back and you look at things from a whole, none of that stuff matters. It's really insignificant at the end of the day. It only matters if you form a bond to it. When you attach to it, that's when it becomes a problem, right? Once you form a bond with something, you're owned by that thing that you desire. That's why detachment, you break that chain, you break that bondage. Once you break that bondage, you become free. That's why detachment is the key to ending your suffering. Now, a lot of people don't have that mental ability because their mentality is the same. You have to be able to scrutinize your mindset, right? You got to be able to reshape your mind, remold your mindset. And that's very difficult, but if you have the determination and the willpower, it can be done easily. Easily. And obviously, if you know how the brain works, 95% of your thoughts that you're thinking right now, they were from the previous day before. Your brain likes to repeat the same thoughts over and over again. A lot of people are addicted to having the same thoughts. And I think it's called rumination. Rumination is thinking of the same thoughts over and over again. A lot of guys are ruminated, right? You continuously wake up day by day. You'll continue to have the same thoughts over and over again in your head. And that can become psychologically damaging for you, obviously. And so you have to understand that life is overrated. Life is overrated. It's not what it's built up to be. But again, you can't be gullible and just follow what people are telling you, right? Everybody's infatuated with living this lavish lifestyle, and it's just bullshit. You don't need to value that. Your values as a red pill brother or a black pill brother, whatever one you want to characterize yourself as, is becoming free mentally from the system, from the matrix. That's why I don't understand, to me, in my opinion, I don't understand how brothers could follow mainstream ideas, whether it's media, whether it's music or whatever it is. Anything that's mainstream, you automatically have to detach from it, right? Because if you're trying to unplug, if you're trying to withdraw from the matrix, but you're also trying to be mainstream or be liked, or you're trying to do what's popular, it's actually counterproductive. You have to make a decision. You can't go in two different directions at once. That's the biggest dilemma for a lot of people. They want to do both at once and you can't. You're just going to ultimately make yourself stagnant. And so ultimately, what is your goal? That's what you have to ask yourself. If you're part of the get money crowd, or I got to become famous, if you're part of materialism, if you're part of, you're basically stuck in the physical world. You're not really sold on trying to unplug, right? And I just think for me personally, my ultimate goal at the end of the day is to be free mentally. You know, the idea of tranquility, right? In a state of calmness. That's what I want. Money does not make me calm. This world, women do not make me calm. If, you know, again, you're participating in the rat race. You're another rat, right? Trying to chase the cheese over and over again. It's insanity at its finest, right? And so a saying that I heard was that detachment is not that you should own nothing, but nothing should own you. Right? And I'll say that again. Detachment is not that you should own nothing, but that nothing should own you. Right? And so when you attach to that thing that you are desiring or that you yearn for, it consumes you eventually. And once you're consumed by that desire, you are mindless at that point. You're no longer thinking with rationale anymore. And so a lot of people are just mindless followers trying to get that next addiction met. And so ultimately, we're all controlled. But if you don't want to play the game, or you're a person like myself who wants to detach from the blue pill world, they give you shaming language. They gaslight you, right? And so what is gaslighting? For those who don't know what gaslighting is basically where they emotionally manipulate you, right? And they make you doubt your own perception of reality. That's ultimately what gaslighting is. It's an emotional shaming tactic. It's a manipulation to get you to think that you're insane, that you're crazy. That's all it is. They want to call us sociopaths. They want to say that we have schizoid personality disorder. All of these things are associated with detaching from people socially. They want to give us all of these labels because they can't understand us. We exceed their frame of mind. Their field of understanding is too small for us. I'm sorry, it's too small for them to understand. They have a small frame of understanding. This stuff is going to skip over a lot of people's heads. So you can't take it personal that people don't want to be around you or that people are going to judge you differently. Matter of fact, you should be great. You should be happy that you are a outcast in society. You should be happy about that shit. Right? Why would you want to be like everybody else? And that's the thing. When we're brought into this world, we're not even taught to think differently. We're taught to follow the current, follow the crowd. You know, we're taught to attach to desires, right? But ultimately, most people, of course, because they don't have the knowledge or the wisdom and they're not enlightened themselves, they don't understand that they're basically creating suffering for you. They're creating suffering. They bring you in a world of suffering and they tell you that you need to get used to that. You need to get used to chasing your desires. But ultimately, if you understand that your desires come with a price, which is your soul, then why chase it? Because once you obtain that desire, you're going to realize that it wasn't as valuable as you thought it was, and you're just going to waste your whole life. Right? Unfortunately, I just think a lot of people don't have the capacity to assimilate this type of information because of their mentality. That's the first thing you have to change is your fucking mentality. Your mentality dictates how you perceive and how you intake information, right? If you're not trying to reshape your mindset, then what's the point of complaining at all? At that point, you might as well just kill your fucking self. And again, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to give you a PC ass answer. Oh, suicide is not the answer to go. I'm just going to let you know right now. If you're not trying to change your mindset, why are you still here? Why? Why the fuck are you still here? Bitching and complaining and about the world and not being able to actually do introspection and engineer yourself, it's a waste of time. You're only keeping yourself in a psychological loop. You're just putting yourself in a loop. There's no point. And again, that's not healthy neither. You're just going to go crazy. Oh, I can't get the things in life. Fuck that shit. Who gives a fuck about money? Right? And so, again, a lot of people are dictated. They're stuck in a rumination, right? They're stuck in these cycles. And it's just like those cycles nothing's going to change when you continuously have the same thing over and over again. And I really do think, like I looked up another term. I never heard of it myself. Anosognosia. Anosognosia, right? That's where people are unaware of their own mental illness. People lack the ability to see their own flaws. And unfortunately, that's due to the fact that everybody has an ego, right? We like to believe that we're flawless, that we're perfect. No, we are all fucked up. We are all damaged from this society. And so if you're trying to detach from this society, this shit fest, you have to do introspection. You have to look within and heal yourself. You can't get bitches. You can't get the nice materialistic, because that's really where a lot of us are. That's where a lot of you guys fail to realize that stuff is not going to get you there. Chasing pussy is not going to get you anywhere successful. Right? The things that you chase, guess what? You're going to continue to chase them. If you stop chasing things, all the anxiety goes away. All the suffering goes away. You're causing your own suffering, your own pain when you form that attachment. Right? Attachment is bondage. If you want to break that slavery bondage, detach. Detach and set yourself free. You're responsible for the shackles. No one's putting shackles over you. Ultimately, it's your mindset that can shackle you. If you don't change your mindset, you're going to remain in bondage. You're going to remain trapped. Get out of your own way psychologically. Get out of your own way. You understand? That's the biggest thing for all of us. And I'm not just talking about people, in the black pill community, because, obviously I do tailor most of my videos lately for black pillars and black pillars for the only. But even if you're red pilled, don't stop learning just about female nature. Obviously, for me, I like to alternate my videos to give everybody different tastes, different audience, bring in for people who don't know about certain things. But for the most part, it's all about elevating and gaining consciousness. I have zero tolerance for people who want to remain dormant in their thinking, or they want to be bigoted in their views. If you're going to continue to do the same thing over and over again, or stay in the same mentality for years and years and years, Don't fucking talk to me. I hate talking to people like that. There's people in their 80s and their 70s and their 60s that I've had conversations with for years, and they still have the same mentality. People don't like the change. Most people do not like change because guess what? Change takes you out of comfort. Change takes you out of comfort. If you want to be free, if you want to be free of, like I said, suffering and all the bullshit that society tells you need to chase, if you want to detach yourself from that, you got to be willing to perform a overall psychological evaluation of yourself and be honest with yourself. Let go of your fucking ego. Period. Again, detachment is not that you should own nothing, but that nothing should own you. Period. Who cares if somebody's doing better than you in the physical realm? Those people, you think those people are happy? No, they're just working just to work. They say they make a lot of money. They say they do all of these things. They got a degree. They're nothing but a bunch of consumers keeping the system alive. And the thing is, they want you to be jealous of them. They want that reaction out of you, right? A lot of people, I realize, they work a lot of these jobs just to brag, just for fucking bragging rights. They're not even happy. And when you look the other way and you don't give them the attention, you don't give them the reaction that they want, then that's when they get upset. They want you to call them doctor. They want you to acknowledge them. They want you to kiss their ass. I'm not kissing nobody's ass. I'm leaving this fucking world. I'm leaving this system, and I'm going to enjoy myself regardless of what circumstances I'm in. And I talked about it a while back about active nihilism. It's all about active nihilism. We know that this world is fucked up and is never going to change. And I think it's all about acknowledging it. When you continuously deny that the world is fucked up and the world is hopeless and the world is pretty much not going to change, then you're going to continuously put yourself in a predicament, a endless predicament of depression. You're going to put yourself in a predicament of suffering endlessly because you refuse to look at life the way it is, right? So what if you're the ugliest man out in the world? Yeah, you weren't supposed to be here. I'm going to be honest. And I'll make a part 2 to the unattractiveness video that I made a couple months ago. But yeah, it is true. If you are a man with bad genetics, you were not supposed to be here. But that's a topic for another day. But ultimately, accept your flaws. Wear your flaws with pride. And I think once you will learn to accept your flaws, you won't give a fuck what any of these people think about you. I'm telling you, you are impervious to people trying to talk shit about you. You're immune to it. You understand? You desensitize all criticism. You are desensitizing yourself from all criticism. Because guess what? If you are always truthful with yourself, nobody can use anything against you. If somebody walked up to you and said, "Oh, you're ugly, you're fat, you're broke," I know that. So what? They're telling you things that you already know. You can't be offended anymore. You're numb to this shit. They're the ones that have to work for validation. They're the ones that have to work to keep the money, to chase the bag. They're the ones that chase the pussy. They're the ones that are going to continue to suffer. You're not going to continue to suffer because you don't attach to shit. That's all it's about. Detachment is all about ending of your suffering, ending of your bad habits, ending of your addictions, ending of all those repetitive thoughts that don't take you anywhere. That's what detachment is about, at least for myself. I try to be as logical as possible. So That's it, man. Fuck all of the things that most people chase. It doesn't apply for us. We are a different population of our own. Though we are human and we live in this world, we are not a part of it. Right? Don't try to fully understand this world. Just live in it. Right? Live your life in a minimalistic manner. Read, gain knowledge, and that's it. But yeah, this is a step that we all have to do if you want to end all your mental anguish. But you guys let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.